check out Juan Soto. Home runs in consecutive innings. The 23-year-old stud, 29 home runs on the season to go along with his league-leading .325 batting average. Pretty wonderful stuff from the Nats superstar. But KW, what else you got for us?
Marshall taking on Appalachian State. This is a classic. You know you're running a great trick play when the camera person gets tricked. Uh-oh. Camera person's like, I got it. This oh no. Goes the other way for the touchdown. I just when the camera people get tricked. Play. It's a great play. Look at this, the high camera, like, uh-oh, it's going to be in the film room about the film operators. That one's going to be on the tape. Mountaineers beat the Thundering Herd, though. Moving on to the wonderful Dodgers beat the Rockies, and now they're headed to Arizona. Also, just an Instagram flex with the private plane. So everybody dressed up. You got, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You got some aliens and some astronauts getting along, although that one alien feels like you're being taken hostage. And then you got my personal favorite, and Jenna, I know you're going to like this. You got Goose. Not only is this a great, promo for Top Gun 2, which when is that coming out? I'm interested in this. Also, just nice airplane-specific costumes, which I'm always a fan of. At the same time, Goose, let's get that ejection seat a little bit slower next time, okay? It won't end so well on this flight.
There are no
overall,
points for second place,
Goose. Goose landed on the ground, so good job, Goose. And that's weird and wonderful from the National Pastime and early Halloween.
2 O's in Goose, boys. Body's, what is it? Your ego's writing checks, your body can't cash. I can go all day, but let's run the no huddle. You were right, I did love it. Panthers beat the Texans last night on Thursday Night Football. They got to 3-0, thanks in large part to 2 rushing touchdowns from quarterback Sam Darnold. Jets are like, wait, what? What did he do? But Carolina paid a price. Christian McCaffrey and rookie corner Jaycee Horn both left with injuries. So, Nick, let me ask you this. Are Sam Darnold and the 3-0 Panthers actual contenders despite McCaffrey's injury?
Well, contenders for what? Could they playoff contenders? Right. Possibly, which is far greater than anyone expected going into the year. And I'll tell you the 2 best things the Panthers have going for them. The first one is the Jets are a cursed franchise. And usually we think the curse ends, with the Jets. But maybe part of what would be the most painful outcome for Jets fans who are used to painful outcomes?
Time for Buck first now, Nick.
Sam Darnold leaving and immediately becoming not only serviceable, but good and leading a team to the playoffs. So they have the curse karma working in their favor if the Jets' curse extends that far. The other thing, if you're not into the metaphysical realms, that the Panthers have going for them is that is an outstanding defense. Now, I understand they have gone up against Zach Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Davis Mills. I get that, but they have done it at such a high level. They have allowed the 6th fewest points in the NFL, Broussard, and they've played an extra game than everybody else. They've allowed fewer points than 25 teams who have only played 2 games. They've played 3. So for all those reasons, I think that you've got to at least acknowledge it's possible the Panthers could be in playoff contention throughout the year, but the Horn looks like he's done for the year, multiple broken bones in his foot, and the offense is very Christian McCaffrey dependent, so we got to see how serious that hamstring injury is. But you got to give him credit. 3 dominant defensive performances.
Right, and the defense looks great on paper so far, but like you said, the Jets and the Texans, and we're not sure what New Orleans is yet. All right, so those are the 3 teams they play. We'll find out next week when they play Dallas, which one thing Dallas can do is score. So we will see really what that defense is made of next week. But I am with you, Nick. I think they're a contender for the playoffs. They're not a Super Bowl contender. But they will battle, I think, the New Orleans Saints for one of those final 2 wild card spots in the NFC. In part, I mentioned the week schedule to start. I think they have a weak schedule overall. Okay, they play Dallas next week, as I mentioned, and then they go 6 weeks without meeting a team that made the playoffs a year ago. The only real juggernaut they face is their 2 division games against Tampa Bay. And if Buffalo, you mentioned Josh Allen earlier, Nick, if he returns to form, you could throw the Bills in there. but they really don't have a very tough schedule. So I think that does make them a contender for the playoffs. I will say this about McCaffrey. We have to start wondering, did the 2018-2019 seasons take too much out of him? 2019, he goes 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving. The year before, he came close to doing the same thing. And then last year, 13 games he misses because of 3 injuries, and then he pulls up lame with a hamstring. So it just is something that has to worry you if you're a Carolina fan, Wilds. Something to watch with McCaffrey.
All right, we're going to move on. Talk some Chiefs now. Chiefs trying to get back on track Sunday. It's weird to even say that sentence, trying to get back on track. They welcome, or unwelcome, if you will, Justin Herbert and the Chargers to Kansas City. It's only week 3, but the loser of this game will be cellar dwellers in the AFC West. How about that? Mahomes, as you'd imagine, has turned the page on last week, focused on nothing but the Chargers. Take a listen.
I think everybody's ready to go. We lost a really good football team, and it was a really good football game. But it's still a long season, and we got an AFC West opponent, a great football team coming into town. So you got to kind of turn the page and move on to the next opponent.
Well, you just heard Wilds put the Chiefs on upset alert. Broussard, should Mahomes and the Chiefs be worried about dropping their second straight?
All right, Wilds, I admire your gumption. All right, you went out there. I got to give you respect for that.
You're this guy, you just
no. All right, I'm not going with you on this one. Not worried at all if you're Kansas City, but I do think this is a good litmus test for the Chiefs. You were right, Wilds. Their defense is atrocious, especially against the run, and I get it. They played Cleveland and Baltimore, 2 of the top running teams in the league. Okay. Now, Nick tells us their pass defense is legit. Well, we will find out this week because the Chargers aren't much on the ground, but Justin Herbert does it through the air. So if the Chargers, who only scored 17 points last week against Dallas, at best, Dallas's defense is middle of the road. And I get they had 2 touchdowns taken away for penalties, but still, they ended with 17 points. If it takes a shootout, if Mahomes wins this game 40-35,
I like this.
All right, and it took a shootout to win it, Nick, then you have to be a bit concerned because then that defense is officially in trouble. All right, so that's all I'm saying.
I love it.
I'm not going with Wilds and picking the upset, but a little yellow. Is yellow the lowest form of alert? Yellow, green, whatever?
No.
Yellow?
No, you're not picking the upset. Instead, what you're doing is trying to preset the narrative where the Chiefs could score 40 points, and I'm supposed to be concerned about the end result. That's why, by the way, the committee has them at the top of the NFL tiers in the pyramid, is because we're already like, well, they might score 40 against a playoff team, but that's concerning. A playoff team, by the way, that has allowed 16 and 20 points in its 2 games, or a potential playoff team with the Chargers. No, it's fine. Here's the thing about the Chargers. I believe Herbert is awesome, but he hasn't really played like it this year, oddly. They scored 20 and 17 respectively in their 2 games. Herbert has 2 touchdowns and 3 picks. I think he's arguably the best of the super young quarterbacks in the NFL, but he needs to play a little bit better. But much like it was bad luck for the Chiefs that the Ravens lost that heartbreaker right before they played Kansas City to the Raiders, I think it's bad luck for the Chargers that the Chiefs lost a heartbreaker to Baltimore. I think the Chiefs will be even more laser focused than usual. I do not think Tyreek Hill is going to be shut down for a second straight game, even if they double team him throughout. And there is the element of you're back at Arrowhead for a game for the first time in a while. They do need to win. They fall into 1-2 would be a problem. So for all those reasons, I think the Chiefs win, and I think for the first time all year, they cover Wilds. What? Wow. What do you mean?
Can I say something? Just a little analysis of watching you do sports television. You said they do need to win. Falling to 1-2 would be a problem. That's the first time you've showed any lack of confidence in the Chiefs in the last 2 years
That's
that I've
not
been on
lack
the
of
show. Like,
confidence.
they do need to win.
I picked it up too, Wild.
Well, they
That's
do
a-
I
need
picked
to
it up
win.
too.
Right? It was
not a
there.
lack of
It's gonna
confidence.
look at your Twitter feed.
I'm not
It's
concerned
going to be
that
filled
they
with
won't win.
neck tweets, and this guy lost confidence in the Chiefs. Check it out.
Didn't lose
Check it
confidence.
out.
You're
Just stating
concerned,
facts.
Nick. It's all over your body
dribbling
language,
in
your face,
objectivity.
it's all over. You're concerned.
And they need
Cracks
to
in the
win.
armor. Let's head to Foxborough. Little Jameis, little Mac, little throws, which is what we've seen from that Patriots offense so far this season. But
Nice, Jenna.
those dinks and dunks.
Jenna.
Thank you. Those dinks and dunks have made for consistent, mistake-free play from the rookie quarterback. See, Wilds? I put it right back in place. While it's been a trick-or-treat start through 2 weeks for Jameis
My goodness.
as the starter. All right, Wilds, come on. I brought it back. Which quarterback do you trust more on Sunday?
No, Jenna.
Jameis
No. Jenna.
or Mac Jones?
We know.
No, I didn't? Okay.
That.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that hurt my
come on.
feelings, Jenna. I'd
Let's
be
be real.
100% on it, be transparent.
For that, I
hurt
am
my
sorry.
feelings. For the
but
record.
Truth hurts. I think Def Leppard said that.
Okay.
Love
There is a
hurts.
big
What did
difference
Def Leppard say?
between the best golfer in the world and a guy